One of the nice features of SAP Business One is being able to get information out of the solution. In previous solutions, I always knew the information was there, but because I'm not a technical user of the other solution, I was never able to get the information out. Well, with Business One, we make it very easy for you to get at the information. And the tool that we provide to be able to get at the information is something called a query wizard, and like the name implies, it's going to talk you through the building of your query. So again, I'm going to go ahead and click next here. Now I happen to know the name of the table that I'm looking for. It's the business partner table, so I can sort on description, and as I start to type in business partners, sure enough, there is the table, and this is the technical name. And then down below it shows all of the associated or related tables. So I'm going to go ahead and choose card groups as well by simply double clicking on it. And if I go ahead and click next, the next thing I'm going to do is, depending on which table I want to be able to choose this from, so for example there's the business partner table, I have a list of all of the fields that are available to me. So if I scroll down here, I can start to choose some fields that I'm interested in. I'm going to hold down my control button on my keyboard and choose account balance. And then I'm also going to choose the business partner code, the business partner name, the business partner type, whether it's a customer, vendor, or a lead. And then I'm also going to choose my contact person. Okay, so I can choose those fields very quickly. And then the other thing I could choose here, for example, if I start to type in U underscore, it does a smart lookup for me, and it's going to take me to a list of user-defined fields. So all user-defined fields are added very quickly, or excuse me, added directly to the table within Business One. Then you could add those to your queries as well very easily. Okay. Now if I want to go to that other table, the related table called card groups, all I need to do is click on this drop down, change the table name, and now I could choose group name. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and click next, next, finish, and there's my query. Okay, so it's just raw data, and again what's nice about this is that if I want, I can actually drill back and see additional information as it relates to that particular business partner. Now also what I can do is I can add parameters here. So if I want to cancel this report for now, I can go ahead and click back, and it's going to take me back, and this time I'm going to add a parameter. It says on the business partner table, or the OCRD table, I want you to take a look at that business partner type field and is equal to a parameter. So maybe one time when I run this, I want this to be vendors, but the next time I run it, I want it to be for customers only. So I'm going to go ahead and add this parameter. And what it's doing here, by the way, on this field, I kind of went by it pretty quickly last time, but it's creating the SQL script. Now I do not have a SQL background, but for those of you that do, that you may recognize that as being your SQL script. But what's nice about this, it allows me to create the query without having any knowledge of SQL. So now when I go ahead and click finish, I'm going to receive a prompt to say, okay, do you want customers, vendors, S for supplier, or leads at this point? And I'm just going to go ahead and choose customers. And go ahead and click OK, and you'll now see that I'm receiving customers only. Now if I want, I can go ahead and save this query, and I'm going to put it in the general folder, and I'm just going to call it BP query, so business partner query. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then now when I cancel this, if I want to run this query later on, all I need to do is from the toolbar here, choose Query Manager, go into the general folder, and there's the query that I just created, and this time I want vendors, and I can go ahead and click OK, and now I have vendors only, again S for supplier. And again, if I want to run it again, I could choose customers, and I'll get customers. Okay, so very easy to use, and the nice thing about the query wizard is it walks you through the steps of how to build a query. Now, another trick that you'll find in another recording called Tips and Tricks for SAP Business One is how to identify where information is sitting on a table. So if you are interested in determining how can I determine, for example, that OCRD table very quickly, I encourage you to watch the session on user tips in SAP Business One. Thank you for attending the session.